Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We're George and Martha.
Hello.
And today we'll be recapping The Real Housewives of New York City Reunion Part 3. It's the end of season 11. I'm very sad.
George and Martha.
Sad. Off to a great start. We're continuing last time where Ramona was like, "You know what, Luann? I think you're drinking. What do you think of that? I think you're full of fucking shit, Lou." And she's like, "Don't talk to me, Miss Peter Grigio." I never watch New York without laughing. I love them.
Yeah.
I propose that they be on all year.
All year. Like Judge Judy.
I want perennial RHONY.
Yeah.
Please. So they're arguing because Ramona's like, "You don't stay for 2 fucking weeks, Lou. Okay? You go back for 6 months because obviously you have a problem. You know what? You failed yourself.
You're my problem.
I don't care. You know what? I'm right. And then Angie's like, "Can I get in here?" And he goes, "Lou, so how long exactly have you been sober now?" She's like, "I've worked really hard. It's been a long time. I haven't nearly a year." He's like, "So when was the slip with the mimosas?" "This morning." She reminds me of these people. So we've talked about how we go to meetings, and I knew a lot of people, particularly one lady, who would come to every single meeting. This is now many years. Every single meeting, actually drunk. Like, sit next to me, reeking of booze, smiling, drunk. Just a happy, just totally bombed.
Would she share?
And would say, "You know what? It's one day at a time." And when, like, newcomers would come in and be like, "I'm really struggling here. I'm about to lose my fucking family. I don't know what I'm going to do." Hey. I'm just going to tell you something. I know we're not supposed to crosstalk, but it gets easier. It does. It really does. Just hang in there. You get your first 30 days, you'll be good. Just remember, 90 meetings in 90 days.
And she just
She was bombed. Her eyes were bloodshot. She was like, her skin looked like lizard skin. She was always drunk. Like, she'd leave the meeting and drive by the, like, local watering hole. She was there.
Oh.
But she's fine. She just goes to meetings every day. Drunk.
I admire her.
She just comes drunk every day.
Good for her.
It's very entertaining, but that's what Luann reminded me of.
Yeah.
And then we get an update.
I have never seen one of those in a reunion. Have you?
I don't know, but I love how Andy was like, "Well, congratulations, Lou, on all the accomplishments and the progress you've made." Dun dun. 6 days after the taping of this reunion, Luann had to appear in court to defend herself. She's had more restrictions added to her probation. They didn't mention that she
was handcuffed.
And she very briefly went back to jail. The judge was not happy with her.
And then Andy brings up, so you can see how, the girls don't think you're taking your sobriety seriously.
Sure.
Yeah.
One little problem, though, and this is really not funny, because we've been worried about Luann. They outright ask her, "Are you going to drink, like, after your probation's over?" Because she's done in 3 months. And she's like, I'm going to take it one day at a time. Like my song, Feeling Giovanni. One day at a time. Keep it cool. I'll be fine. And Ramona's like, "Oh, okay, that's good." What? How are any of them like, "Great, you can party"? No!
The thing is, though, it's like, if she wasn't so ridiculous, I probably wouldn't be laughing. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I don't laugh during an episode of Intervention, but, like, she's so absurd that it's really hard.
All I know is this is going to make for a very good next season.
With Kathy Lee.
That's right, with Kathy Lee and Janine Pirro. I can so picture this. I could see, like, Kathy Lee would be telling her to live it up.
Live it up, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Do it.
You know what, girlfriend? You've been sober for a whole year. Let's have some box wine. And Janine, did you not see what she did, bozo?
Let's just pray. Let's just have a prayer.
She has, what is it?
Gift
wines?
Gift.
Like Gifford, but
Yeah.
gift wines.
And she's going to be given...
That would be her her competition. Like Bethany as skinny girl.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, well, you can have your skinny girl margarita and I'll have a gift wine.
And she'd be sending, like, boxes to... That's her.
Me and my best friend Lou. And Janine would be like, you know what? I'm going to vomit. Your box wine is horrible. Where's Ramona? I want Pinot Grigio. Turtle time, please. I can't. I don't want this to be over. No, how could RHONY be over?
No. At least there's Jersey.
So we're revisiting the trips the ladies took. And the first thing we get into is the bare naked chef. And that was so gross.
I don't want to see someone's ass. I just don't.
Hairy.
It was a hairy ass.
And Ramona proudly goes, I made him take a shower. She absolutely did. I bet he showed up to do the job and she was like, I hate to be rude. Would you mind taking a shower? I'm glad she did. Yeah. I would love Ramona in that because I'd be too afraid to say anything. You and I would just sit there like...
I don't know.
Should we tell him to take a shower? I can't. You do it, Martha.
No, I'm not going to do it. I'll pay you. I'll Venmo. Do you have Venmo? What would Janine say?
About the bare naked chef?
Yeah.
This is disgusting.
Kathy Lee would try and sleep with him.
Oh, Kathy Lee would be like, well, look at you. I think I want you to come make me breakfast. Not picking up that he's super gay at all. She'd be all over the guy. Look at those buns. Making hot dogs. And Janine would be like trying to get through to someone.
Yeah.
Like maybe Bethany.
Yeah.
Bethany would be like, all right, well, that's his thing. You know, what are you going to do? That's it. That's his shtick. That's his shtick, Janine. You got to get over it. That's his thing. He comes, he cooks naked. What are you going to do? She'd be like, what are you, crazy? You went to culinary school. You don't cook naked. The lunch lady wears a hairnet.
There's balls everywhere. I was listening to her get into a fight with someone recently, and she started to sound like Janine.
I was also recently, that person said to me the other day, I was making fun of the New York sports radio host, Mike Francesa, and I imitated him, and then I talked about something else, and this person was like, you kept the accent.
You do that frequently.
It's hard. It's hard. Sometimes I do these recaps, and I go home, and my mom's like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, fine.
Or you're like, you've kept Jessica.
Or keep talking like Ramona. Yeah, Jessica Lange, too.
Yeah.
I'll go to the store, right? They're like, oh, do you have a Rite Aid card? I have the phone number. It's not on purpose. It's just that I do the voices and I get stuck. So then, speaking of voices, I forgot how much this delighted me. We revisit Dorinda's sister, Melinda. That is like something that would have made me so happy as a child. Like, they could have had their own TV show for kids, Dorinda and Melinda's house.
Absolutely.
There was like a cartoon. They're talking about the vegetables. Melinda comes and she's like, here, do you like this? She's like, oh, I love those. I pickle them. Do you? You like to pickle them? It's the same.
It's so weird.
It's so weird. It's the same voice.
It is.
Oh, do you pickle them? I pickle them.
And they look very similar as well.
They look very similar. That was, oh my God. And then Andy's like, so Dorinda, why would you bring Sonia to Venford Hall when you know how touchy the whole Morgan thing is? She's like, well, actually, Andy, it started this summer. It turns out, okay, we have a connection because Morgan Stanley built my house and Sonia was married to a Morgan. And I thought if they could come together 200,000 years ago,
fig leaf, something about it.
Then this could be a good fig leaf. And so clip. Like, I have absolutely no idea what she's talking
But
about.
apparently Sonia did.
Yeah, she's just like, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And Sonia's like, you know what? It was really good for me because it reminded me why I got out of that Morgan house. It was a good thing. It's like, okay. I guess after a while you learn to speak Dorinda.
I guess so.
Like, she just communicates in a certain style where you just know what she's trying to say. She's just like, oh, right. Okay. No, what I got for the New York Times crossword was no. I had a different answer. Clip.
Member of the family.
Friend of the family.
Friend of the family.
Import it.
Can you? This is what you need. Can you speak American?
What is she, have brain damage? What's wrong with her nose? I could so picture this. It's truly...
Janine, Kathy Lee, and let's just try and get Faye Dunaway in there.
We're going to get to Faye Dunaway.
Okay.
We are going to get to Miss Faye Dunaway. We have breaking news on that front.
We do.
So Annie wants to know if Sonia feels she took things too far with Tage.
That's right. Or Paige, or Taj, or...
Like Rage.
And
she's like, oh, yeah, for sure. Well, it was a lot for him to handle. They're like, no, you mean like you were, sexually harassing him. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then he's like, Sonia, viewers for years have been really worried about your drinking. She's like, no, I always do stuff like that. He's like, but the paramedics were called. She's like, I feel bad, but come on. And then Bethany's like, I gotta say something. I mean, Luann was saying she was on pills. And when the paramedics came, I went in the closet and I looked in her bag. There was nothing. It was like 7,000 hormones. She wasn't on anything.
In that episode, did Luann say something about pills?
All along, she'd been saying that. So Bethany wanted to clear her name. And just now, Luann is like, no. I didn't mean taking pills like dropping acid. I meant we all take pills, like Percocet.
Oh, you take them, Luann.
And Ambien and, maybe...
Oxys?
Yeah, Klonopin. Who doesn't snort a little Xanax now and then? I didn't mean she was dropping acid. You make it sound like I accused her of being on LSD.
What would Kathy Lee say?
I have Xanax every day in my breakfast smoothie. I bet you do. Wacko.
Faye would just throw that breakfast smoothie on the floor.
We'll get to that. So then, we can't even contain ourselves. So we're gonna just recreate something that happened. Ramona got
emotional.
really remotional.
Remotional.
She got remotional, and so Andy brings up, that was really tough for you. I'm not laughing because of this. I swear, it's just because of what's coming.
Let's just go. Let's just move it.
I'm having a problem. So everyone's like, yeah, wow, it was really hard for me. And then Bethany sang, she's like, yeah, me too. We have a lot in common. There's a lot of correlations. And then Dorin's like, I had no idea that you both had the shit beaten out of you as children. Speaking of Faye Dunaway, you were like that movie, Mommy Dearest. I had no idea. And then Ramona and Bethany are like going back and forth. She's like, yeah. I mean, we talked about we both used to call the cops. Yeah, I mean, Bethany, it's almost like...
Excuse me,
childhood.
Andy, do you know what time it is? I gotta take my breathalyzer thing at 7.
Andy's like, they're having a really serious conversation right now.
But it's 7:45.
She goes, fuck, I'm supposed to do my thing.
I'm sure that she was supposed to do her thing, but it was...
She's reckless. If I knew I had this problem, you go to production, you say, listen, make sure a break is taken by the 6:45 mark. We take a 15-minute break so that there's no chance that, or at least allow a window for them to finish a fight or something.
Yeah.
because this is not something she can fuck around with. But instead, she's just like, what was that about your childhood? I have to go blow. She's on.
I did love Andy's face.
He's like, they're having a conversation.
It's like, it's 7:45.
I can't believe it. To my daughter, Ramona, Missouri, Sarah, Queen, nothing. What time is it? That's classic.
That says everything about Luann.
Poor Barb the Builder. So she comes out. He's like, so we have a friend of Luann's. Not a friend of the Housewives, just a friend of Luann's. And she's like, yeah, I left my hammer, I left the drywall, left my abs, left my Gucci and Gabbana dresses, my Diane First and Serve, my Louis Chanel. I mean, it's just me today.
Yeah,
Me and my tan.
Me and my tan, my soul. I'm bearing my soul out here.
Yeah. Come here, you and me, Lou. Gotta settle the score.
And then
Well-
they do the package, the Barb the Builder package, and it just made me feel so sad and bad that I was so judgmental of her.
We were mean.
We were mean.
I'm sorry.
I'm
I think
sorry.
everybody's sorry.
I think everybody's sorry.
She just wasn't a good fit. It didn't work out.
No.
But she has to address something. This is now the second time Luann's mad because she's like, you always get caught off camera on a hot mic talking shit about me. And this time you're talking about how I can't sing. You know? And so Luann says, well, you know what? I'm going to be on Broadway in Chicago, so shove that up your ass. And Barb's like, is that directed at me? What? And so...
And first of all, anybody who announces that they're going to be like making their Broadway debut would warrant like a, oh my god, congratulations, oh, that is so amazing. But instead the women are,
Well, I think Luann is going to do great on Broadway.
I think
First
she's going
of
to be
all,
a star.
Chicago's a great fit. But I have it on good authority that she's trying out for all the big roles.
I think Evita is coming up.
So I think I could see her in Chicago.
Can we hear like a sample?
Sure. The name on everybody's lips is gonna be Giovanni.
What about
She'd make Cell Block Tango about Dorinda. Like, she'd change all the words.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter that this is a musical. Well, I thought we'd have a little fun.
It's my fans, they know
You know
me.
how it goes. Pop. 6. Cicero. Dorinda. You know how people have these little habits that get you down? Like Dorinda. Dorinda liked to come to my cabaret and heckle. So I'm there one night and I'm performing and I hear, Giovanni, Giovanni. And then she ran into my knife. She ran into my knife 10 times. She had it coming. I can picture this.
I can picture her in West Side Story
Absolutely.
as Anita.
I don't know. I could picture,
Tony?
I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and Giovanni.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. The thing is, she'd be introducing every song, like, she'd do Oklahoma, and she'd be like, she'd break the show.
Yeah,
Like, she'd break character and be like, so this was a little something I said the day that I got out of prison. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful
And all the
day.
actors.
I'm like,
and then she stops and she, I gotta blow into my thing.
Yeah.
I can't wait for intermission.
Oh my god. I think she'd be great as Miss Hannigan and Annie.
I think she'd be great as Annie.
Yeah. I could see her like making the case. I'd be like, hey, Mr. Lesseps, so we were thinking of you as Miss Hannigan. You know, you could play like the boozer. She's like, oh, sure.
Oh, I know that.
Little girls, but I think I could be Annie.
Well, can you sing some Annie for us? The sun will come out tomorrow?
Well, this was a little something I sang when I got to rehab. I think I'm gonna like it here.
And then what about when Carol took you to that Naeem Khan store? You probably sang You're Never Fully Dressed Without a Smile.
Oh, Senator. Oh, janitor.
What's wrong with us? Can you sing some Don't Cry for Me?
Your clothes may be Giovanni. You're never fully dressed without a smile. And yes, I think she thinks she is Evita.
Oh. Oh, yeah. With Donald as the husband.
You won't believe me. All you will see is a countess you once knew, although she's dressed up in Giovanni at 6s and 7s with you. I also heard that she'll be playing Cosette.
Ooh. That's
Les
good.
Mis.
That's good casting.
Perfect.
Let's see. Let's hear it.
There is a castle on a cloud. I like to go there when I drink. Aren't any bologna sandwiches and no parole officer. There is a lady in Giovanni holds me and sings. You guys, I'm getting lightheaded because I'm sick and I'm really not feeling well, and doing this voice and the singing.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
525,600 Giovanni gowns. How do you measure a year? In rehabs, in drinks, in breathalyzers. I could picture an Oliver like doing a really shitty British accent.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah. Hey, sir, consider yourself at home.
Oh, we met a friend. We met a girl.
Yeah, I just want to say to Steph, George told me about your encounter, and I swear to you, it was the light of my year. It's been a rough year for both of us. It really has, and you have no idea how much it meant to us.
I know, but I'm still wondering if I was just hallucinating.
You're not real. It's like Pete's dragon.
Well, I recorded her, and I felt rude because I had to show.
He recorded you, Steph. This was, let's explain to everyone else. So, George was approached by someone who watches our channel.
Yeah.
In the wild, and it was like an amazing experience. And he recorded her because I never would have believed him. I would have thought he was just trying to cheer me up because I've been a little depressed, and he wanted proof.
Yes.
And it made us so happy. And I was told that Steph really enjoys the Luann impressions.
So maybe you should thank Steph as Luann.
Oh, well, my fans are everything to me.
I think Steph might be an actress. Quote, Blanche from Streetcar. Say something as Blanche from Streetcar.
Luann.
As Luann.
Sometimes there's God. so quickly. If I was a rich girl, la 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 la, I'd have all the Giovanni in the world if I was a wealthy girl. Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. I should have said this after I left Tom. Now, we have some news.
It's breaking.
This is a very important announcement. So, Miss Faye Dunaway might be joining the cast of The Real Housewives. We don't know. But she's free because her engagement playing Katharine Hepburn in a play called Tea at 5. It's a one-woman show, has come to an end because the entire cast was let go. Apparently, Miss Dunaway slapped people.
Well, it was a one-woman show.
Yes, and the entire cast was fired.
Oh, I see where you're going. Okay.
Everyone. I was brilliant in that.
So, we're waiting. You heard that there's she left.
We're not going to talk about that Lloyd Webber garbage.
Oh,
what about the film I did with Brando?
And Johnny Depp?
I was brilliant. I wouldn't expect you to get Johnny Depp for an interview, but please, and I won't talk about that Mommy Dearest crap.
I think you need to sing some Sunset Boulevard right now, as Luann.
How does it go?
I don't know why I'm frightened.
You do it.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can. Do it. It was good.
I don't know why I'm frightened. I know my way around here. The cardboard trees.
And Faye would go, no, Andrew Lloyd Webber. So
Luann needs to take over the role of Katharine.
This play, Tea at 5, was supposed to come to Broadway with Miss Dunaway, but that's no longer happening, and the Countess will be portraying Katharine Hepburn in her later years. And maybe while she's absent from the Housewives of New York, Faye will fill in for her.
I think that would be great. So now can we hear a monologue from Tea at 5?
Well, I've been working on my Kate the Great.
Okay, can we hear your Kate the Great impression? Can we see your Kate the Great impression?
I always loved Spencer Tracy, but men and women are different. They're just different. Those aren't boats, they're ducks.
What the fuck is going on, Martha?
So this has now gone from talking about Luann on Broadway in every role imaginable.
Yes.
To Faye Dunaway, to replacing Faye Dunaway as Katharine Hepburn.
Yes.
I think my favorite might be Luann as a chimney sweep.
I like that idea.
Or as Oliver.
I don't know. I think she'd be great as Maria in West Side Story, too. It's a real shame they couldn't cast her in the Cats movie.
She'd be trying to do the terrible accent in West Side Story, too.
Oh, do it.
I want to be in America.
And she would do like what she did with the whole blackface thing.
She did that in Colombia. She put on a wig. Hola, senoritas. Who wants Taco Bell? She did. She was like, hola, chaquitas.
You're not gonna
You know
be
she's
able to
Native
speak.
American?
I do know that.
She could be Pocahontas.
The colors of the wind.
Yeah, I was thinking that if they do, because they've done all these live action, like, shitty Disney movies, Luann can play Pocahontas. Have you ever heard the wolf cry out to the blue corn moon? Or ask the grinning bobcat why he grins. All right, well, the bottom line is Luann's no Adele. And the other ladies are saying, because Andy reads a question from someone who says, Luann, like, why do you take yourself so seriously? Like, she's like, it's not about the singing. I'm a performer. And Ramona is like, look, Luann, you're not Liza Minnelli, okay? Which is really funny because Liza Minnelli's not that much better than Luann these days.
These days, no. But she's still better than Luann.
I know, but of all the people for Ramona to pick, it just made me laugh.
I mean, they both have problems with addiction.
Like, they're pretty similar.
They are.
Of all the people she could have chosen, I thought that was very amusing. And then they're back to bullying poor Barbara. They're like talking about how she has too much tanner on, which fine, she does, but just leave the broad
Leave her alone.
Bethany's like, oh, you have too much tanner on. Come on. What is it? Oh, look at this. It's black. Oh my God. Oh, come on. But my favorite was Andy goes, ladies, what do you all think of Luann singing? And Bethany just goes, For Bethany Frankel to be speechless tells you everything you need to know.
And then she does a smart thing. She turns it back onto Luann. What do you think about your singing, Luann?
Broadway, baby. The Great White Way.
They do cast everybody in Chicago. I think Jerry Springer's been in Chicago.
Cellophane.
Cellophane.
Because you can look right through me.
Walk right by me.
Except you can't. She cannot be ignored. I will not be ignored, Andy.
So Barbara says, like, she's been a really good friend to Luann, and all the other ladies back that up. Like, she's a real ride or die friend. And she's like, Luann, I feel like you're always about to end the friendship over, like, a comment.
Yeah. That's the drama. She likes that.
So Ramona says that she feels like she was needlessly mean. She's like, because they're like, why did you not invite her out with you? And she's like, okay, I admit I need to apologize for that. Was it nice? Like, they're kind of all going around and admitting that they were horrible to Barbara.
But there's constantly, oh, I'm sorry, but I don't want to hug you. I don't want to get your tan on me.
Well, that was at the end. So then Dorinda is asked, like, why were you so hard on Barbara? And Barbara says, hey, it's because I was the new girl. She's like, no, it wasn't because you were the new girl. It's because you acted like a big bitch. Whoa, she says it with such venom. I don't remember that either. No. And it's terrible. She's like, saying, like, I was trying to work things out with Luann. You were an interloper. You know what? It's like when you're in kindergarten, okay? And they show you a fruit basket. And they say, gee, what doesn't fit in with the rest of this? A big fat turnip on top. That's you. Big fat turnip. And everyone's like, that's right. She was a turnip.
That is horrible.
Unbelievably mean. Like, no words.
No.
Bethany says, you know what, Barbara? You didn't really get that when you're a housewife, it's about revealing yourself and being really open. And Barbara's like, I guess that's why I'm better off as a friend of. Oh, Barbara. And then Bethany starts this parade of hugging her. Like, I don't want to get your tanner on me, but let me give you a hug. And then Luann jumps up. Oh, my foot fell asleep. Whoa. Oh, boy. Oh, come here. Oh.
You're scaring me.
It sounds like Cookie Monster crossed with The Exorcist.
Yes.
It's like the weirdest thing. It's like, oh, you come here. I'm not going to end our friendship.
Martha, no.
It was bizarre. And then they all have to apologize. They're all hugging her. And every single one is like, oh, don't get the tanner on me. Okay, so Sonia jumps up.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to hug you too. I've talked about you in the press. I've said nice things about you.
And your son.
You're a good person. And then everybody's like, okay, I'm going to hug her too. I just have to hug her too. And Andy's like, all right, this is now a cleanup act.
Yeah. Tinsley did not hug her.
No. And Bethany's like, she's not about to ruin her $6,000 dress with the tan.
That she got from...
And they close with, Barbara, were you mad about the lobsters? Actually, before that, it's, what's the deal with your sexuality? Were you okay with your sexuality being discussed? She said, initially, no, but if it helps other people feel represented, fine. And he's like, but why did they call you gender liquid and this and that? She's like, I didn't say that. They said that, which was true. It's like Sonia's the one who called her gender liquid, this and that. And she's like, what you meant was sexually fluid. And Sonia goes, yeah, we love everybody.
Sonia did very well this season.
She did. So Luann still thinks the other ladies are jealous of her. It's like, you know, I'm actually really sick of the Luann thing now. Like, it's played out. They're just dragging out the end of the reunion. So I'm going to make this quick. We see all of Luann's narcissistic bullshit. Andy says, what do you think of that? And she goes, well, what else could it be that they're jealous of me? But then she says that she watches that and she goes, no, let me tell you what I'm thinking. Lou, you're an asshole. So which is it? I don't know. She's a fucking wreck.
She is.
Oh. The ladies point out that Luann, like, is not present. They're like, so where's Sonia's daughter going to college? And she doesn't know. And they're like, oh! Apparently that's a really big deal that she's going to Penn. And she's like, I didn't know. It was just evidence of how disconnected she is.
Yeah.
And then when they all, like, are all over her for that, she's like, you see, this is the support that I get. Unbelievable. The balls of this woman.
Yeah.
Andy shows the little package of all the times that Luann was insulting Bethany behind her back, and we don't really get an explanation for that. Like, she did this, and he's like, why did you basically say fuck you to Bethany? Yeah. And she can't answer it. She's just kind of stammering and doing her weird growly cookie monster thing. And Bethany's like, you stab me in the back. Like, you stab me in the back. And then she explains her Lord Jesus Christ comment. She's like, okay, anybody with a brain would understand I didn't want to literally be called Jesus Christ. I meant she wasn't in a position to be criticizing me, which is true. Absolutely. And I think Luann knows she got caught being a jerk.
Yeah.
Ramona leans in. I really think you should be kissing Bethany's ass. And so Bethany gets up and Luann literally kisses her ass. However, she's been tweeting today.
What?
Insulting Bethany.
What? Really? What?
Yeah, that someone tweeted that Bethany's lying about getting Luann the rehab, that she said she paid for it, and actually all she did was get her the spot. But even that, let me just say very quickly, I'm sure you've been through this, getting someone into rehab is not an easy process.
No, especially probably a nice one.
You got to do intake, you got to answer all these questions, like, and she's still insulting her. Bethany explains what went into her breakdown. She's like very emotional. She says, I had a lot going on. No, it was not just Luann. The whole, you're a sicko, played out already. I'm over it. But yes, we know she was under a tremendous amount of stress. She blew her top. And she said, Luann is not the type of person who takes a hint.
No.
Luann needs the big blows.
No.
She's a big girl. She needs the big blows.
And Bethany spoke for all the girls.
Totally. They were all in agreement. So Andy asked the group, like, do you think Luann is really capable of change? And this is when you could see that these women really do love each other, because Bethany started crying and said, you know, we've been on this couch so many times, and every time I want to believe that you'll be better. And you know what? I still do, and I'm rooting for you. And then Dorinda said, I just want to support you. And she's crying. And they're all like, Lou, we just want to be there for you.
There's my cheerleaders.
This is how you talk about your friends. They're your cheerleaders.
Yeah, they're nothing else.
It's sad. It's sad because their support is really genuine.
And she doesn't see it. She really doesn't. What she sees is, you're not helping me or you're helping me.
Oh, there's the servants. There are my servants.
Andy decides, let's conclude by going through our cringiest moments from the season. Sonia, what was yours? I think it was the way I acted with Raj. You mean Tage?
I like Raj.
Like Raj, I was making him Googleable.
Raj or Taj, I don't care.
Whatever that means. Dorinda regretted, this was such a cop-out. This was not a cringe moment. She's like, I regretted that I didn't come to the clam bake. Could have busted in and made friends with you, but I stayed away.
That was a cop-out.
Tinsley says that her cringiest moment was, I'm literally fucking miserable.
I would agree.
Definitely. Ramona goes, well, obviously, mine is what I said about Bethany's boyfriend. Sorry, again. I'll never get over that. I'm so traumatized from my own mouth. It's very hard to be me. Bethany, I'm glad Bethany said this because this bothered me too. She said that she most regretted when they left one of those art galleries and Bethany didn't get anything and Tinsley got something really nice. And she's like, oh, that's all right. You know what? I have a daughter. That's the greatest gift. She doesn't have a daughter. And she said it sounds so mean and it really wasn't intended that way. And they're like, it's okay. But that would have been my pick for Bethany too. And then Luann, what was your cringiest moment? Oh, it must have been when I did this to Bethany.
I think that's fair because her entire arc of this season was just one big cringe.
I would have said that. I think
everything that
every
came out of
moment.
my mouth. She did get to do the
oh my God.
the toast.
Oh my God. So we're having virgin mojitos and they're all annoyed about it. That was so funny.
Yeah.
They're like, oh great.
Should be better with vodka.
Great with vodka. Sorry. Sorry, I said vodka.
Oh, I agree.
And Andy says, Lou, let's have a toast. Okay. God, grant us the serenity to accept. That is the perfect ending to this season.
Yeah.
That tells you everything you need to know. We end the entire reunion. Everyone's forced to have a virgin cocktail
And say the
because
serenity
of Luann
prayer.
and say the serenity prayer.
I knew.
And then
was
she
going
throws
to.
in, and life is a cabaret. But you know what? Fine. That is. Let's just leave it at this. Okay? Next season, Luann's going to be a train wreck. Like, beyond.
But you know what? We're gonna have
After
Kathy
this,
Lee.
They're going to be flashing back to how she did the serenity prayer.
Yeah. But Kathy Lee is probably gonna keep her,
No,
on
Kathy
a
Lee.
tight leash.
I think Kathy Lee's going to make the problem worse with all the box wine.
Judge Janine's gonna be.
Judge Janine is going to wreak havoc. Judge Janine is going to be the Barbara of next season, but is going to leave much more of an impression.
Oh, everybody's gonna be talking.
Don't think you're going to call me a turnip.
Yeah. It's gonna be bigger than Teresa. Flipping a table.
Absolutely bigger. Oh,
It's over.
it's time to say goodbye. I'm very upset, but maybe they'll give us one of those episodes with the unseen footage.
Yeah, those are always a letdown, though.
I'd still do it just because I miss them so much. But yes, until next season. But we'll be here. We'll be recapping. It's just, this is our
Not New
favorite.
York.
Yeah, but guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to our one fan who met George in public, Steph.
But thank you to everybody who watched.
Everybody, thank
and
you.
comments.
The comments. We have one friend in particular, Karen. She sends a lot of really, really, really nice messages that are so encouraging and uplifting.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Stick with
everybody.
us. We'll be doing OC. We're going to do Jersey soon. So there's a lot to look forward to. Bye.